he took the DNA thing with the I think it was ancestry type shit. I think he got like somebody popped up on it, like, you know, no. If you talk to him personally, that's his son.
The love child, Rymir, Jay-Z, you know, the
Yeah.
he's come out and said, like, you know, this is just long-term harassment, man. He's like, this thing is just won't go away.
Long-term harassment. You know how disrespectful that is to a man that looks almost identical to you?
Yeah, that's his child. That's very disrespectful. I mean,
to a man chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline, same straight knobby knees, is like all of this just by accident. Just by accident.
In the shadows of hip-hop's glittering empire, a man named Rymir Satwait has been waging a relentless battle, one that threatens to shatter the carefully constructed facade of one of music's most powerful figures. For over a decade, Rymir has made a shocking claim that reverberates through the corridors of fame. Jay-Z is his biological father. This isn't some desperate grab for celebrity or financial gain. This is a man's desperate quest for truth. Now, after years of being systematically silenced, legally blocked, and allegedly intimidated, the walls are finally closing in. The reckoning Jay-Z has spent years avoiding may be inevitable. The story begins in the most unlikely of places, with a teenage pregnancy that would change everything. Rymir's mother, Wanda, was just 15, perhaps 16, when her life took a devastating turn. She raised 2 sons, with Rymir as the eldest, but dark secrets haunted their household. The man who raised him wasn't his real father, a truth that Wanda carefully guarded until Rymir turned 8 years old. That's when she revealed the earth-shattering reality. His biological father was someone whose name commanded respect and fear in equal measure, someone called Jay-Z.
Bread, like, and everything, but his aunt, this is like his caretaker didn't like approve of it. She said, no, you know, Jay-Z got a lien on her house, all type of shit that was going on. Yeah, the lady put up paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough though, he just want a dad. He not trying to get no money, he not trying to do none of that. I mean, that's why, so I told him when he called me 2 years ago, I said, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell your story because they're going to think I'm trying to catch rep off of it. So let me let you tell your story somewhere else first, I mean, then I can talk about it. But he called me like 2 years ago telling me like, I mean, I said, oh, young boy. He's like, I just want a dad. I don't want no money. I'm already 18. I think he was like 20 something at the time. I mean, but something happened to him and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. He said he was coming out from work, going to work, and there was a gun in his car. Like when he opened the door, he seen the gun. He said he went to go like, call his man, like, yo, did you leave a gun in my car? His man's like, no. He said, why you on the phone talking to his man? The cops pull up and lock him up. He said, he's telling the cops, no, that's not my gun. He's like, so he went in the building he was in and they seen that somebody pulled up and put the guns in his car.
Oh.
And pulled off. I said, bro, I don't know nobody in the hood that got guns to just waste like that to do that. I don't know what. He's like, yeah, you know, so like Jay-Z had a gag order against him, like trying to get a gag order and trying to. If my thing is, if it's not my son, I'll just take a test, get over with.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you dodged it and whatever, to me, I don't know. I think his mom was underage or something when he was born, so I think that's probably. Yeah, I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But like I said again, it's not the same as now.
But is the mom still alive?
No, she died.
Huh.
She was 15 when she had him.
Oh. How old was Jay?
Like 20-something, I guess.
Oh.
Like 20.
The origin story reads like a urban legend turned nightmare. According to Wanda's haunting account, fate intervened in 1992 inside a cramped apartment in Brooklyn's unforgiving projects, Jay's aunt's place. What happened next was a brief encounter that would echo through decades. They used protection, but destiny had other plans. The contraception failed, and with it, any chance of a simple resolution. Then came the silence, cold, absolute, and devastating. Jay vanished without a trace. No phone calls, no contact, no acknowledgement of what had transpired. Years crawled by like a slow death sentence. Wanda's health began its merciless decline, and when she could no longer provide for Rymir, custody shifted to his godmother and legal guardian, Lily Coley. This transfer of power would prove to be the catalyst for everything that followed.
Limitations?
Yeah, everything got sexual limitations except for murder. It's like probably 7 years, but he can't even get locked up for it at all. That's why the girl can't file no charges against him, because it's a sexual limitation. I said, yo, man, you know, my man is Jay-Z's son, and he want to talk to you. Like, I said, mind you, the first thing I thought, like, this nigga lying. I said, all right, I'll talk to him. Young boy, the chef. So I talked to him. I told him, I said, listen, young man, I don't want you to do the video with me because it's going to look like I fished you out. And I'm trying to do a video with you because you Jay-Z's son. I'm trying to hate and all that. And I said, plus it's going to be a lot of backlash on you I mean, people gonna say they're not gonna believe you and all that. So I don't know if you want to do it with me first. I could have easily like get the money off of him and all that shit. And I said I ain't gonna even talk about this shit until you talk about it first. So when I see he talked about it, that's the only reason I talked about it. I mean, but he said a lot of stuff that I still ain't said yet. I mean, like that's unbelievable. But you know, they anytime a person make you sign a gag order, you know that type of shit, that mean you really must believe that's your son. Because if you're not my son, I know you ain't my son, nigga. I'm not, nigga. You're not my son, bro. I'm not making you sign no gag.
Wait, he made his son, or he made the baby mom sign a gag order?
The aunt. I think the mom is like maybe dead or something. So it's the aunt that got custody of him, and they offered him money. They offered him money.
How'd the mom die?
Oh, I forgot. I don't know if he told me that, but I know they offered the young woman aunt money, but he said my aunt she already had a couple of dollars, and she's like, no, they ain't. I mean, I said, bro, if he offered me any millions, I'm taking it. My dad, he gave me some millions, I'm done. That's it. But the nigga not offering you no millions if they're not your son. Especially not that nigga. That nigga, he might offer you 5,000, like millions. I said, bro, you ain't take that. But you know, his aunt had custody of him, like so.
What happened next reveals the true machinery of power in America's justice system. Instead of simply submitting to a DNA test that could resolve everything in minutes, Jay-Z and his legal army allegedly unleashed a campaign of legal warfare that would make Machiavelli proud. In 2015, Rymir filed his paternity suit with Lily's expertise. She was a paralegal who understood how to navigate the treacherous waters of the court system. But Jay's response was swift, brutal, and allegedly unconscionable. According to Lily's explosive allegations, Jay's legal team executed a move so underhanded it defies belief. They allegedly tricked Wanda into signing legal documents while she was vulnerable and recovering in a hospital bed after emerging from a coma. These papers stripped Lily's name from the case, a maneuver that was never agreed upon and effectively sabotaged their legal standing. The case was thrown out, but this was only the beginning of Rymir's war for truth.
The guy that was really Jay-Z's son?
I mean, only reason I believe it because I know Jay-Z's smart and he got a lot of money, and if it wasn't, he wouldn't even acknowledge it. I mean, but plus, he took the ancestry test, and the people, his family popped up on the shit. You know, you take that shit, anybody that take it, they pop up on shit. I mean, so I was like, mind you, I mean, my thing is this, like, I see the people that went to that boy island, Epstein Island, with the young underage girls. And I'm like, well, what y'all going to the island for? How y'all even know these people? So all the people are diabolical people in the same circle, man. I wouldn't even know those kind of people because I would still have my same friends from before. We don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You mean I can't see me wanting a girl that's underage when I'm fucking old. You know what I'm saying? What you want? Like, I mean, I just don't. Not saying that. I mean, my thing is this: and you're a celebrity, you should know better. But once you see it, you're gonna be around that shit. Mind you got power, you got money. You can get a girl that's older that look young. I mean, but my thing is when you start messing with kids, man, it's like kids innocent. Kids the most purest thing on earth. I mean, so like kids, you're supposed to give them game. You're supposed to tell them how the pitfalls of life and how. I mean, you're supposed to like that's to me like something wrong with you. I mean, because you know what I mean, that's something wrong with you. Because I mean, as you age, it's automatically that you want people that's older because y'all got stuff in common. Y'all know about the same thing. So what would I talk about to a girl that's 19, 18, any of that? Like, what the fuck I'm gonna say? What we gonna talk about? Nickelodeon? You know, like, what? I mean, I got a daughter that's old. Like, what I'm gonna talk about this? I mean, I gotta say you have a girl because a man could be 50 and a girl could be 28. I mean, because sometimes girls are more mature than men. But when you start talking about underage and close to this 20 and 19, they just get.
By 2018, the battle had escalated to unprecedented levels of complexity and alleged corruption. Court documents revealed Rymir's shocking accusations. Jay-Z had been weaponizing his vast wealth, celebrity status, and legal influence to systematically avoid a paternity test for over 8 years. But the most disturbing revelations were yet to come. Court records kept insisting that Rymir's biological father had already been definitively identified. Yet when investigators examined his birth certificate, they discovered something chilling. No father was listed anywhere. The plot thickened when court documents exposed an alleged conspiracy that reached deep into the legal system itself. According to explosive allegations, members of Rymir's own legal team were secretly collaborating with Jay-Z's attorneys behind closed doors. The implication was staggering. Not only was Jay allegedly dodging his parental responsibilities, but he had allegedly corrupted the very system designed to deliver justice.
What I do know. I do know that I have listened to actual commentary from his godmother, Lily, who sat with a friend of mine, Liz Crokin. I was there. I was present. I heard it come out of her mouth. Wanda was a minor. A minor when she got pregnant with Rymir. And like Wanda always said, he picked her up in Philly, but he took her to New York across state lines to bed her while she was allegedly underage. Even though Lily was present when Rymir was born. She was very clear on the fact that Wanda was a minor when she was pregnant with Rymir, who was born a year before my son Giovanni. He came 92. That means she got knocked up in 91. He was well into his 20s by that time. Well into his 20s. Allegedly taking teenage girls over state line. He got unlucky, that condom broke. Poor guy. Or maybe that was just karma. Maybe God made sure that happened for a moment like right now. Disgusting. Don't nobody want to talk about the other kids that everybody denies don't exist.
Rymir's anguish echoed through his public statements to reporters. I've been systematically denied the right to a fair hearing because of legal manipulation and people actively working against me from within. If Jay-Z claims I'm not his son, then the solution is simple. Take the test and prove it. But Jay-Z's response was deafening silence, punctuated only by an endless barrage of legal motions and high-powered attorneys. The machinery of wealth ground forward relentlessly until finally, justice found a crack in the armor. A judge delivered a bombshell ruling. The case would proceed, and Jay-Z would be compelled to respond to the paternity suit in New Jersey. The law's message was crystal clear and unforgiving. If a man refuses to take a paternity test, he is legally presumed to be the father. As of this moment, Jay-Z stands legally presumed to be Rymir's biological father. The question that haunts this entire saga remains: why didn't Jay-Z simply take the test years ago and end this nightmare? Some speculate it's about money, but that theory crumbles under scrutiny. Rymir is 32 years old, far beyond the reach of child support obligations. Others suggest Jay is protecting his carefully cultivated image as a devoted family man, especially after the public humiliation of his infidelity scandal with Beyoncé. But the real reason might be far more sinister than anyone imagined.
Someone coming out saying, hey, Jay-Z's my father. What does that person want from a hoe if he's saying he does not
To
care? You
prove
think
that his mother wasn't a liar, because that's what they said his entire life while she was alive. Denying him makes her a liar. That woman was on the phone with the judge who was harassing her, telling her, demanding that she stop filing for paternity when she gave way and died. His mama died on the phone. Trying to get proper acknowledgement to him. If your mama died like that, would you just sit around and let people keep calling her a liar? That's how your mama died, with a judge yelling at her. And turns out now, all of these judges were bought off and paid off, and they're going to be looking at sanctions and probably charges. Because what they did was illegal.
The darkest theory surrounding this case points to a potential crime that could destroy more than just Jay-Z's reputation. If the allegations are true, if Jay did impregnate Wanda when she was only 15 or 16 years old while he was significantly older, this case could expose serious legal and moral violations that would explain his decade-long campaign of avoidance. This scenario could provide the missing piece to a puzzle that has confounded observers for years. The whispers and rumors about Jay-Z's alleged inappropriate relationships with underage girls have circulated in industry shadows for decades, and this paternity case threatens to drag those allegations into the harsh light of legal scrutiny.
Yeah. When Jay said the line in Picasso Baby, yes, because we've talked about that. Mm-hmm. We have a history that supersedes music, mm-hmm. and we know we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character.
Produce the master recordings, Mr. Carter. It's the Ill99 for real.
With Jay-Z. Tell me what he said to you. A really good audition. And what did he say to you? He said something to you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. So then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, he did it homework. Oh, I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady. He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
It was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam.
But the story takes an even more ominous turn when alleged intimidation enters the picture. Shortly after Rymir filed his second lawsuit, the atmosphere around the case became charged with danger and fear. One September night, Rymir found himself in a parking lot near his residence, surrounded by other vehicles and people. In what defies statistical probability, out of all the cars present that night, only Rymir's vehicle became the target of a shooting. Lily's conviction is chilling. This was no random act of violence. It was directly connected to their legal challenge. The alleged intimidation campaign didn't stop there. According to Lily's terrifying account, strangers began appearing at her home like phantoms in the night. Cars would drive across her lawn. Unknown figures would pound on her door at 4 a.m., and the pattern was unmistakable. All of this began immediately after they filed their latest court documents. Her words carry the weight of genuine fear. This extends far beyond Jay-Z himself. This is about a system that protects the powerful and systematically silences the truth. What Rymir should truly fear is what happens to people who refuse to give Jay-Z what he demands. Just look at what happened to Aaliyah.
That takes me to when you speak on Aaliyah. People really was honed in when you spoke on Dame Dash, Aaliyah, and you're speaking on something where you're saying, I wish that situation would be investigated further.
No, to be investigated. Period. It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to it? Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like
Why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental.
Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm going to ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play.
Now, mind you, September 11th happened a week later. 9/11 happened a week later. Do you think that took away from it?
Once again, there are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of fucking money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
Hey.
There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out and recorded regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her.
So like, see, but this is what Jay-Z know how to do. He know how to not say nothing and make you look crazy because like he's not gonna say nothing. So you give you a chance to assume, man, it's the other person crazy and lying. Like, I mean, so but see, me, I don't worry about the image. He got to worry about the image. I don't give a fuck about worrying about no image. I mean, whatever you think about me, I don't care. Like, I really, honestly, don't care. Like, I mean, I care about certain people, care how they look at me. Like certain people I might respect, but the internet world is fake to me. That shit is fake. I mean, these people on the internet, if you got enough time to type on something about me, that mean you watch what I'm doing. I mean, what are you doing with yourself? You watching me, and I'm getting paid for you watch me. Thank you. So you got a right to say whatever you want to say, but that shit ain't real. I mean, it's not real. I mean, because you got to remember, back in the day, on my time, you had to go outside to get a girl. You had to go outside. These niggas these days don't go outside to do nothing. They just type on the joint and talk shit. I mean, like, you can't let it affect you because, I mean, even look at the show Catfish. Shit like that didn't exist when I was young. Like, it's not a thing that could even happen. Like, so like this world right now is not made for niggas like me because we don't understand it. I mean, everything that's right is wrong now. Everything that's right is wrong.
You had a record, No, right? That you wanted to get Jay-Z on?
Yeah, but he said he was going. He told me he was going to get on it. He asked me about getting on it. But he must have sat there and thought about it and said, man, I'm not getting on that shit, man. This nigga might get big. And like, I mean, you got to think about State Property CDs. Not only was he not on no song, like, he had put out a CD at the same time as ours joint come out. Mind you, Sparks had a song, right? Trying to get Jay-Z to clear the hook. Jay-Z voice was on the hook. He wouldn't clear it. But he cleared Cassidy joint.
What was his excuse?
You don't got to give you no excuse. The fact that you ain't do it, I don't even need an excuse. You ain't do it.
The fight has evolved beyond personal vindication into a crusade for systemic reform. Lily and Rymir are now championing something called the PROS Legal Abuse Act, legislation designed to empower ordinary citizens when the wealthy weaponize the court system to crush opposition. Lily's mission statement is crystal clear. This transcends money, and it even transcends Jay-Z himself. This is about how the system enabled this abuse of power and put our very lives in jeopardy. Then came an unexpected plot twist that thrust this case back into the spotlight. When Jay-Z's name surfaced in a recent lawsuit filed against Diddy connected to serious allegations involving minors, Rymir seized the moment to issue a public challenge. Jay-Z had just released a carefully crafted statement proclaiming his commitment to protecting children and living with honor. Rymir's response cut through the public relations facade like a knife. If you truly believe in protecting children, then take the test. Be honest.
It should be like, you know, you make all these assumptions. You make it like, oh, I'm crazy and we running and we chasing. I'm not chasing. No, I'm not chasing.
Waited until he got married to have kids. Because there's a lot of people that are just super fans and they just can't see past the glitz and the glam and all of it. Jay-Z had a very fucked up past. He was a drug dealer. Ain't no telling what else he got into, you know, that we don't know about. And it is not like out of the ordinary for a drug dealer to hit a few women. Jay-Z waited until he got married before God had kids. Really?
Right. They can't look past it. They so stuck.
They dumb. Like, they just dumb.
But they come to me and be like, hey, yo, you want his money. You chasing him for his money. You want the 15 minutes of fame.
And if you was, that's your motherfucking daddy.
It's jealousy, too.
So, I'm chasing my motherfucking daddy for money, and that's your goddamn daddy. So fucking what? The whole facade of him perfect, I'm genius, I'm smarter than everybody, I'm the world's best dad. We still, like I said, we ain't seen the sun.
The kids, they just don't got it. Even motherfuckers just don't got it. Like, I mean,
you think most people don't take care of the kids because they don't got it, or it's because the mother alienates them.
But most I say it's because they don't got it. It's kind of embarrassing. A lot of people come out of home from jail. They can barely take care of themselves, things like that. There's some people because of the mom. I mean, it's probably, but I think most of it's because you don't got it.
I mean, but not having it, you don't have money, but you have time.
But listen to this though, Black.
Right? So you can still spend time with your child.
But your time you got, if you don't got no money, the time you got, you trying to get some money.
Yeah, and the mother may not let you come around if you don't bring some money with you. That's what I'm saying. Because she's been paying the whole time. Yeah,
take all the guys that don't got,
messy.
Take all the guys, right, that don't have it, that got kids, right? Even if the mom is a dickhead, right? But they got $1 billion now. They're going to take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Automatically, because they're going to stunt. Oh, stunt, come over here. I mean, because that's how human nature go. But some people, they above your thinking. Like, the thing, I can't figure that shit out. Like, I can't. I mean, because I don't claim to be a super best dad and no shit like that. But, like, if I had $1 billion, any kid I got would never have to worry about money.
Yeah.
Even if I don't see him, he goes some money. But so like, that's the thing people don't understand. Like, we got to lean against this lady house and all that type of shit. Like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like by all means, keep your image clean.
Yeah.
Instead of real life, instead of just being thorough in real life, it's like, keep your image clean. I just think
it's the other Carter that owes you $100 million, Nikki. So let me give you guys a summary of everything that went on the internet yesterday, at least from the perspective of how I saw it. Now, Cardi B had gained everybody's attention when she just tweeted this and said, "Shut the F up." Then she said, "Go to dinner, go shopping, go to the park, get off the internet, enough." She then followed it up and said, "Enjoy these looks and day," and ignore the board. Love y'all. Now, everybody was speculating that this was toward Nicki Minaj, simply because Nicki Minaj was not only tweeting, but she was also posting stuff on her IG. Now, over on her IG, she had reposted this about Jay-Z from 50 Cent. And in the caption, she says, "Oh, is this why they're trending the other day? I don't know. I hope all is well. To God be the glory." And then she posted her tweet over here, and you can pause to read it if you already haven't. But she goes on to say, so let me get this straight. Your so-called savior Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by Donald Trump. And then she says, interesting. So does this mean that Desiree, her name is Desiree, isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? Then she goes on to question Jay-Z's political affiliation. I want to reiterate again, her boss got a pardon. I don't want to get this lost in history, but her boss did get a pardon. Now, when you switched over to Twitter, she continues this rant and says that we've calculated over 100 to 200 million so far. I'm assuming of money that she believes Jay-Z owes her. She said, "Jay-Z, call me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You're still in my top 5 though. Let's get it." After that tweet, she then proceeded to say that Jay-Z and Desiree, who is the CEO of Rock Nation, had ruined hip-hop, football, basketball, touring, Instagram and Twitter. And then she says the jig is up. Now, this is when the internet started to put 2 and 2 together and say, maybe she's talking to the wrong Carter, because about 4 years ago, Lil Wayne had sold her and Drake's masters to Universal Music Group for about $100 million. And then people started to ask her like, hey, didn't your boss get a pardon from Trump? Are we talking about the same Carter? I mean, people were legitimately asking questions like, maybe she's talking to the wrong person. And then she started talking about touring. In one of these tweets, she says, "I hope the money stolen from my tours was hidden well. I'd hate for it to be money laundering, embezzlement, etc." And then that's when the audience started to realize she might have been confusing Rock Nation with the...
Jay-Z's silence in response to Minaj's explosive accusations speaks volumes, but his strategy of non-engagement may finally be cracking under the mounting pressure. Court documents continue to pile up like evidence in a prosecutor's case, and fellow artists are beginning to break their silence and speak out against him. The pressure is becoming unbearable, and the music industry itself is watching with bated breath. At 54 years old, this billionaire mogul faces not just legal devastation, but a growing rebellion within the very industry he helped build. Insiders are asking the same question that haunts every corner of hip-hop. Will Jay finally confront all of these mounting challenges head-on, or will the next devastating blow come from someone even closer to his inner circle?